welcome back. This is video number 3 of 5. Notice that I keep adding videos to our number because I keep getting great ideas. This next part of the series, okay, now again, we've done, first video is breathing, and then we did kind of a warm-up / stretching. You can do each video independently, or if you wanted to, you could kind of go through all of these kind of back to back and get probably a good 45-minute workout. But you play around with it however you see fit. Our next focus is going to be arm work. I am going to utilize some canned goods. I just weighed this and it's 1 pound exactly. I can't even remember what these were, but you could do this with no weights at all. You don't have to have weights to make this a good workout. You can just use your arms. You'll still get some benefit from doing that. If you do have hand weights at home, I would recommend 1, 2s, or 3s. I mean, you really don't need to go any higher than that. But play with it and see what you think. Try it out, listen to your body. It'll tell you if they're too heavy. I wouldn't worry so much if they feel too light because you're still gonna be getting good shoulder mobility. Okay, so again, we're gonna start with, I'm gonna utilize the cans. I'm guessing, you could probably get a bigger can that would probably work your grip strength a little harder because they're gonna have a bigger diameter. But anything bigger than this would probably be 2 pounds. Anyway, just play around with it. Look, get creative, look around your house, see what you can find to utilize as a little bit of weight. And again, we don't need a whole lot, okay? So we're gonna do this part of the series lying on our mat, okay? So I'm gonna have my weights handy here, and I'm gonna lie myself down. Okay, all right, let's grab our weights into our hands. We're gonna take our straight arms over our chest in the air. First exercise here, we're gonna keep our front ribs down and engaged, and we're gonna let both arms go overhead towards the back wall, and then bring the weights back over your chest. Okay, you'll notice here that as the arms go back overhead, your front ribs will want to flare up. Resist that. So we resist that by keeping our front ribs engaged, and by also not letting the weights go too far overhead. There'll be a point where if you go too far, the ribs will have to lift just because of how we're made. Okay, with this whole series, you could do anywhere from 8 to 15 reps on all of this. Again, you kind of play around with it with how much time you have, which we all actually probably have a lot of time on our hands right now. Anyway, so okay, now we're gonna take, after we've done our 8 to 12, 8 to 15 of these, now we're gonna go out to a T. So we'll take both arms out, and just before I touch the ground, I'm gonna bring them back up. For some of us, this is a nice stretch. It's a good chest stretch here, especially if you're really tight. I'm feeling a pretty good stretch on this left side. Kind of my problem side, or my side that needs work, I should say. Okay, now we're going to take our hands back over our chest in the air. Do watch, especially with any of the arm work we do, pay attention to what your neck is doing. My neck loves to try to help. So I'm constantly having to remind my neck to settle down a little bit and let my arms do the work. Okay, our next one is, one arm is gonna go overhead as the other one goes down towards the hip, and then switch. What's really interesting about these canned goods is I'm feeling the weight of the fluid that's inside of them change. I actually love that as a little added difficulty. Very interesting feeling. I think it's a good thing. Okay, how about one more to each direction? Please don't get too hung up on the counting part of this. Just, you could do 8, and I'd be super happy for that. If you do any of these, I'd be happy with you. Okay, now we're gonna take and do 2 circles just right over our shoulders in the air. Okay, now reverse it. Let me make sure I pushed record. Yes, I did. Very good. let's pause here. We're gonna turn our palms to face kind of our legs, where they're facing our legs, excuse me. Okay, we're gonna press both straight arms down towards the outside of our hips, and then bring both weights back up. You know what's interesting about these cans as well, another fun fact, I really like the grip strength aspect here. A little wider hold than normal hand weight. It's adding a little more challenge, but again, I think is a good thing. Okay, how about two more? If you're one of my clients or members, you know historically I'm not the best at counting, unfortunately, and I'm even worse when I'm doing it for myself. Okay, so now let's turn our palms to face each other again. I'm gonna bring my straight arms down to my hips, or to the sides of my body. Notice that I'm not resting my arms on the ground. Take a rest if you need one, of course. But I have my arms kind of hovering here, and then I'm gonna bend both elbows, and then straighten them. Now notice I've got my upper arm bone, our humerus bone, is staying near our ribs, but I'm not digging it into my side. There's a little space between my ribs and my upper arm bone. I really like the canned food idea. This is interesting. Okay, now we're gonna straighten our arms by our sides again, and then let's take our straight arms out to the side, and then bring it back in towards our hips. Let's do a couple more of those. And for any of the exercises that are a little more challenging for you, maybe do a little less reps, especially the first couple of times you do this series. Check in with everything, make sure it's gonna feel okay tomorrow or the next day. Okay, let's have a rest a moment. Okay, now we're going to leave our right weight, our right can on the mat. I put my right hand into the mat. I'm gonna bring my left arm over my chest in the air. And let's bring that right knee to a tabletop position. So this is with my knee is right over my pelvis. My shin should be about parallel to the ceiling. Very good. Okay, so now what we'll do here is the leg is gonna straighten as the arm goes overhead. And then you're gonna return the knee, return the arm. And again. Okay, for time purposes, my videos are getting longer and longer. I am going to only do a few reps on each side. But again, I think I've said it a million times. But to reiterate, 8 to 15 reps, you decide. Okay, let's bring the arm back up. I'm sorry, we're switching sides. Now my right arm is up. We're bringing that left knee to a tabletop position. Okay. If you have mirrors in your house, I would highly recommend doing it near your mirror. If not, it's okay. You'll be fine. Okay, arm overhead, leg straightens. Return the knee, return the arm. This side feels a little less coordinated for some reason. I love these type of exercises because it really challenges our brains as well, making the opposite sides work together. Okay, one more. All right, we can rest that down. Now let's grab both of our weights again. We're gonna take both weights into our arms, just over our chest in the air. Now let's pick up one knee at a time to tabletop. Okay, now I'm gonna let my opposite arm and opposite leg move. Okay, so here we go. Bring it back, and then switch sides. This one really makes your brain have to work. Very good. How about one more to each side? Okay, we can can gently place our feet down, place those arms down. Okay, that concludes our arm series, our supine arm series on the mat. Thank you so much. Let's keep a lookout for our next 2 videos. And actually, as I was doing that, I just got another idea for some more arm work. So there might be 6 coming, I don't know. Thank y'all so much. Let's hang in there, let's keep moving. Thank y'all.